a Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
High noon and welcome in. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. He's Tommy Wirtz, a.k.a. Thomas. Mason is humaning today. If you listened to yesterday's show, he was back, but still a little tepid, still a little under the weather. So he's taken today to hydrate and ideate and create all the things you need to do to get yourself feeling better.
Nice.
Tommy, what are you doing today?
Buying a car.
Whoa!
Yeah,
excusez-moi, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, I
Bonjour.
know. Yeah, I know. It's what a couple of months we got going on here, right? I'm buying a car. Mitch Nellis, I am this car story.
Yeah.
I think every adult, and when I say adult, I was just talking to the people who are maybe the generation above me, maybe 2 generations above
What's
me.
a generation above you? Like 18 plus years? Like is every 18 years, is that a generation?
I think technically, like
Am
I'm not
I
a
one
millennial.
generation above you?
Well, you're
Or
not
is your
millennial,
mom?
right?
No.
Right. So I'm not a millennial either. So like maybe skip the millennial and we go into Gen X.
Okay.
Like everyone who
X gonna give it to you. Gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you.
If they would have seen the process of how I'm buying a new car, they'd be like, "You're an idiot." Like,
really?
So
I'm gonna call you an idiot.
Like,
all right. Hold on. Let's table that for a second.
Okay.
On today's show, we're gonna listen to Brian Gutey, who spoke like 3 different times at the combine yesterday.
Yes, yep.
And so we have some of those comments. He talked about Rashawn Gary, about Richard Bisaccia, about Matthew Golden, about draft versus develop, and free agency. I had a question that I was curious about that really could be the 2-hour show. We're not going to make it the 2-hour show today, but we're going to start laying the groundwork for this to be a bigger conversation. How has gambling changed the way you watch sports or changed the way you enjoy sports? I brought that up on 19 Noon with Kuhn at the very end there, so I'm going to bring that up. We do want to get into some Brewers. Hey, finally a win. Let's go.
Tyler Black.
Yeah, Tyler Black's making a push.
This is last chance, probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, go for it.
Yep, he is absolutely making a push. And, just when I thought I could close the door and walk outside, they pull me back in. Our Milwaukee Bucks, the best team in the NBA. Listen, if they can do what they did last night without Giannis, you add Giannis to the squad, they are the best team in the NBA.
Well,
they are unbeatable.
Okay.
It's not even a word.
Kill Badoo? Is that what you just said? No, I'm saying.
He's making a push too, by the way.
I'm just I'm actually I can't evaluate this team until Giannis is there. Not because of I know how good Giannis is.
No,
it's
you're
like
right,
I want to see how they're playing with Giannis there, right? Like,
absolutely.
Is Cam Thomas when Giannis is there?
Is KPJ.
Right. I'm just
is AJ Green this bad?
Yeah, I mean, AJ Green, it's been rough.
Like, what is he doing?
I told you months ago, I'm like, he just misses a shot every game where you're like, you had to have that one. You had to have that one.
But then he's got 5 fouls. The team's playing great. Yeah. And Doc puts him back in at the end.
Well, that's Doc.
For what?
I mean, we need something. We need like some sort of segment that's like heading to the doc. And it's like, we need to make sure you're feeling good or something. And based on decisions in sports. That was a live production meeting. You guys just heard.
Nice.
Right there.
Nice. Nailed it. So that's what we got on the docket today, 414-677-1250. If you want to chime in already on how gambling has affected how you watch sports or how you enjoy sports, feel free to throw that in right away. We're going to get to Gutey comments right away as well. But Tommy, it's story time with Thomas.
So I test drove one car and was recommended one car and told.
And now you're buying that car.
The salesman, I will buy that car in 2 days.
You are broken.
I know. I knew you were going to hate that.
Hold on. we have the internet. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yep.
But the internet exists.
Correct.
I assume you've done research on the internet, and you're not like, have you looked up like this is the appropriate price for this vehicle?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
like
right,
that
yeah.
much
Right,
I've done. Sure.
So like you're within the range of what this car should cost.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't anything like that blind, I guess.
Okay.
But pretty much one step above that.
I actually
is where
don't.
I
If
am.
you're getting the deal you should be getting, I don't hate this premise.
Yeah, I just wanted to get. I hate like
Shopping
the
around,
process
talking
of
to people.
going to buying a car
Mhm.
stresses me out because I have no passion.
I think it stresses everyone out.
Right.
Yeah.
And but like I don't care about
Yep.
what my car looks like.
Yep.
I don't care
Same.
about any of the performance and gizmos and gadgets, whatever. Like you can tell how I'm talking about this car.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about cars.
Tommy, you've seen my lime green car, right?
Yeah.
That Mrs. Thunder drives more than I do. We didn't look at any other cars.
No.
Now I have a buddy who works at a car dealership until they spend money with us. I'm not going to mention where it is.
Okay.
And I said to him, like, here's what we're looking for. He called me up a week later and he's like, well, we got something. And we looked at it, like I literally got there. I was like, nope, drove away.
That's
I didn't even have to look at it. I didn't even have to drive it. A couple weeks later, he's like, hey, we got something I think you're gonna like. We went, we liked it, we drove it, we bought it.
Yep.
Done.
That's
Like I'm with you on this. Like I went online, I saw what the price range should be for this car with this many miles. It checked out. We got the financing cleared and we're done.
well, and
That's
that's the other thing. So I am I just wanted a newer
Don't
car.
humble brag. Don't humble brag.
Just wanted a newer car.
Okay.
And my car is 07 right
Right,
now.
right.
That's what I'm driving around. And the
Right.
car I had
I'm
before
driving
that,
I think I'm driving a 15 right now, which is now old.
So-
That's pretty old, right?
2023 Hyundai Kona.
Wait. I have a 22 Hyundai Kona.
Well, I'm driving a 2023 one
Is
starting
it
today.
also neon green?
It is not neon green.
Did
no.
you think about neon green?
No, I got a silver car, super
Man.
basic.
All right.
I'm ready to just go pay for it
So we
today.
both have Hyundai Konas now?
Yeah, we'll be Kona boys.
Man, we're even better. We are the two best friends that anyone could have.
So I'm just ready to be done with
Yeah.
it. It's got
Did you want
11,000.
something bigger? Like, are you good with it?
I had a
Like,
Tucson before this
Yeah.
car, and it's very reminiscent of the Tucson to
Yep,
me
it
based
is.
on how I drove it around.
Okay.
And I would still be driving around my Hyundai Tucson if this dummied and I was hovering over the button there, but
yeah.
this idiot didn't just crash into my car. That was the
Well, it
only
was
car
sitting-
on the road.
Right. Was it parked?
It was parked in front of
the
my
house?
mom's
Yeah.
house, just sitting there, and someone just slammed into it. It was the
Right.
only car on the road, totaled the
Right.
car the day after I graduated college. And I was so upset because it was my first car. I'd still be driving that thing around if I was going to. And sure enough, then I got stuck with this. Not stuck with this. Very grateful for how I got the Jeep, but still, I just don't want my car gets 12 and a half miles a gallon right now. And the Kona goes up to like 28 in the city.
Mhm.
So I'm way ahead of the game.
Yep.
I just wanted to be done with it. I didn't want to do research. I've been saying I wanted to just get a car. I got a car. So it's over. It's done with. No car
Hold
payment.
on.
Just
No,
getting a
it's-
car.
No, it's not. Once you have the car, it'll be done.
3:30 today.
Right.
I'll be over.
It's
I'll be
not
done
done
with
yet.
it. Yes.
So tomorrow will be the Mazdals.
yes.
The Mazel Tovs for
No,
Tommy
I'm celebrating
Works.
at 3:31.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
you're
done.
But we're not celebrating on the air with you at 3:30. Like,
Sure.
you and I aren't both calling into Sparky's show and being like, hey, we need to take the next segment, just talk about Tommy's new car. Like, do you think Sparky would be cool with that?
Right. I think so. Yeah. And
No!
from the 414, make sure you have a club for any Hyundai. I will say this. I
Not anymore. You
understand the
don't need it
Hyundai
anymore.
and Kia thing.
But they're not the newer ones.
The newer ones have the push to start ones,
Right.
which
Yep.
is crazy to me, by the way. I have a push to
I hate it.
It's so
I
weird.
hate it.
The
I
first
leave
time.
the keys in it all the time.
Oh, I just had-
anyone could steal my car
So-
anytime. Not because it's a Hyundai, but because I leave the key in it all the time because I don't understand this whole concept.
Well,
of push
and
to start.
like I was
I'm
test
an old
driving with the dealer, and he's like, you just got to push it. And I tried to push it and it didn't start. He's like, well, you need your foot on the brake. And I'm like, well, of course you need your foot on the brake. But like, I didn't even think of that
Right.
with a push to start car.
Right.
So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm just ready to be going on, ready to be done. Let's go. I'm getting a new car today.
You excited, bro?
I'm relieved,
Okay.
which
You're-
I think
you're
is
content?
good.
Are you content?
I'm indifferent
Hmm.
with if we're going 1 to
Are
10.
you trading in your old car?
Nope, keeping the car because we're going to get some work done on it. My sister turns 16 next year, so they'll just pass her out, do some short driving with it. Like, yep, done, car, over, whatever.
All right, nice. All right, well, the Mazdals will be here tomorrow. That is story time with Thomas as he endeavors to get his new car today at 3:30. We are just over 3 hours away from Tommy Wirtz.
Okay, now I'm excited. Now you said that. Now you said that.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
414-677-1250. Feel free to text in your thoughts on how Tommy and I car shop. I bought my car, I think, like a year ago, but I basically did the exact same thing. We bought the same car, obviously, because that's what Tommy and I do. We're the two best friends that anyone could have. Mm-hmm. And Brian Gutekunst is at the Combine.
Yes.
And he's had lots to say. I watched the press conference that was, I don't know which one, like there were like 3 different press conferences he had. And I watched the one that was on, I don't know what, NFL Network maybe?
Sure.
I don't know. Because in mine, I don't think he talked about Rashawn Gary or Josh Jacobs, but I know he also talked about them. In mine, he talked about Matthew Golden. And that's the one where everybody thinks he's throwing shade at Matt LaFleur. Is that right? Is that the situation here? That like, when he got chances, I thought he played pretty well. He didn't really have as many chances as I thought he would. And so we're expecting big things from him. Throwing a little shade at Matt LaFleur in the play calling.
It could be.
I don't know. Like,
I think
there's always going to be a tension, right, between Gutey and LaFleur.
Well, and that's because they're equals.
Right. So there's always going to be tension about the fact that Gutey puts together the roster and he puts it together with one mindset. Then LaFleur uses the roster and he puts it together with a similar mindset, but not the exact same mindset. And as long as Ed Policy keeps this structure in place, which he's said that he's going to keep it in place, there's always going to be, maybe it's a healthy tension. Maybe we need more healthy tension at work. Maybe when I get the email I got yesterday, I should push back at it a little bit instead of just saying, yes, sir. Okay. Like maybe we do need to push back at things a little bit more. But I do wonder how this tension does play out. Like, is LaFleur going to be like, oh, yeah, you know what? Like, I'm excited for what Matthew Golden's going to do this year. Or is he going to take like anything Gutey says and says, why is he poking the bear?
Well, and maybe there was some middlemen around and talking about it yesterday, Brian Gutekunst, on not having a guy like John Eric Sullivan in the building, plus other departures we'll get to. Here's Gutey.
Yeah, excited for John Eric and his opportunity with the Dolphins. That's very well earned, and have Halfley with him is, I think, exciting for them, and certainly a loss for us. But at the same time, we've had a pretty big staff. We're fortunate to have a big staff and a lot of experience on our staff. So I really don't expect us to skip a beat. There's so much crossover between the guys that we have in college and pro and how we handle things. And they've been around for a long time. So the new areas that they may jump into because John Eric's not here, they probably already have to some extent, and they're very well versed in that.
Seems like even talking about maybe they could get a little bit out of their comfort zone now and experiment on new things.
I don't think so.
With that.
I don't think so.
At the end,
in what universe? Oh, I'm saying maybe he said that a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's no universe that exists where that happens.
Well,
there's no way.
I'm just saying, with no first-round pick this year, the creativity of Brian Gutekunst at the NFL Draft Combine is going to have to be apparent. Otherwise, they're going to be stuck in the same insanity loop right now.
But that's what we're stuck in. Like that's and he did talk about that in the NFL one. And he talked about they said, like, how do you deal with, like, how do you balance draft and develop and free agents, and that I have a couple cuts here. Let's see if this is the one I'm looking for.
So the most important thing, I think, is the 2026 season and how we're going to chase a championship. That's the most important thing. That will never change. You do have to balance it to make sure that you can be competitive year in and year out. So again, you don't want to, pile up that credit card a little too much so you can't be competitive down the road. But the most important thing right now is how do we put out the best team we can in 2026.
I think that's a good thing. I think that's a great comment. I think that's something that we have not felt as Packer fans in a long time.
Right. And do you feel it? Because I don't believe one word what he just said. I don't believe one word of he just said. We can't let the credit card go up too much. I believe that. So I shouldn't say I don't believe anything. I don't believe that their mindset is 2026. We got to win.
Well,
I think their mindset is we got to be good for the next 4 years.
I think,
and we got to figure that out.
I think their mindset comes from 2025 not being the luckiest year for Green Bay, and he still thinks that they are set up well for 2026, and Gutey brought that up when talking to reporters.
Yeah, obviously Matt, Russ, and I have been working on the football thing for a long time now. It's kind of part of that as well since Mark retired, and it's been really, really good, and it's really very consistent. I think that the thing that I enjoy most about the process is just no one's we're not hiding from anything. We're very, very realistic about where we are and what our team looks like and what we need to do. So. Again, this is a big week for us. The next few weeks are very important for us. And, I think we're excited about what we can do to help the football team next year.
Especially next year, and talking about they were excited about what they had going last year, and you just happen to lose maybe your two best players, for sure your best player in the middle of the season.
Yep.
And Tucker Kraft, I think, could be argued as the second best player on the team. This is going to be a team that is relying a whole lot more on getting healthier as opposed to messing around with the lineup too much. And I think that's fair for what the Packers did last year when Micah Parsons was on the field. They always had a chance.
They always had a chance. I
Always
agree.
have a chance.
Yep.
And they've not had that with any position other than the quarterback over the last 30 years.
No, I agree with you to that extent. And I think that getting healthy will go a long way to the Green Bay Packers achieving their goals.
Yes.
But as we've seen over the past 16 years, that hasn't been enough. That hasn't gotten it done.
Yeah.
Like it's fine that you want to build a roster if you're Gutey that can compete. It's better when you build a roster that actually competes and finishes games. And I know he talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that. They need to find a way to finish games. Again, I don't know if that's a slight at LaFleur, but it's actually just factual. There's fact that they need to figure out a way to finish games. Twice against the Bears this year, they had games won that they gave away through sheer stupidity and lack of execution. And that is inexcusable.
For sure.
And no one is held responsible. No one is held accountable. And that's what just wrecks me about this Green Bay Packers organization, that they think they're not accountable to anybody.
Well, and on top of that, on the topic of accountability, Rashawn Gary comments coming yesterday.
Yeah, and sometimes with pass rushers, there's an ebb and flow to that, as far as production goes.
No, there's not.
Sacks.
Nope.
But he was impactful towards the second half of the season.
Nope.
Maybe not as much as he was in the first, but he was impactful. And Rashawn's got all the talent in the world, and he's produced at a high level for us since he's been here.
That's not true.
We would expect that next year as well.
Expect
Brian,
that next year?
Literally everything you just said was a lie. Literally he did not. He has never performed at high level. He's performed at a level. He's performed at an average level. He's underperformed for a first-round pick, and maybe that's unreasonable. Again, that's the A.J. Hawk disease that we all had. If A.J. Hawk had been a second-rounder, he would have been one of the best Packers in the history of the Packers.
Sure.
But because he was the 5th overall pick and never was dominant, we're going to hold that over his head forever. Rashawn Gary, the 12th overall pick, never that guy. But he wasn't that guy next to Micah Parsons. If you can't be that guy next to one of the best, if not the best player in all of football, man, you suck. And there is no accountability here. Like, Gutey is out of his freaking gourd. Like, I get that you want to be positive and you want to spin things at the combine and you want to keep things on an even keel. But, man, your crap stinks like crap right now, Gutey.
Unbelievable to make those comments about Rashawn Gary. The common fan is more informed than any other time in history, right, Mitch Nellis?
Absolutely.
Like, the fans know, the radio personalities know, the journalists know, the coaches know.
I can look up online how much a 2023 Hyundai Kona should go for with 11,000 miles, and I can make an educated decision of whether I should buy that without having to talk to 17 different car salesmen.
The more common man is more informed.
Exactly.
And to say with a straight face that Rashawn Gary in the second half of the 2025-26 season was impactful when there were clips of him jogging, when there were multiple clips of him refusing effort on the football field that circulated, and the actual numbers backed up that statement 0 places, is crazy that he just went out and said that.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
And also knowing that you are needing cap space. You need cap space. There are 2 easy money decisions on how do you get cap space. One of them is Elton Jenkins, which there are no comments about him. So obviously he feels that he can not say anything and he'll be gone and everyone will be happy. And Rashawn Gary. Those are the 2 easiest decisions. Rashawn Gary has not lived up to his contract. You had to give him the deal when you did give him the deal. I understand that. But this is why you make deals that are really 2-year deals when they're 4-year deals, because there has been no sign that he can be a better pass rusher with Micah Parsons on the field when his numbers are exactly the same.
Well, and what I like to think here is that, like, Gutey's just being a little obtuse. My issue here is you can spin things. You can say things without saying things. You can say, like, well, we love Rashawn. Like, we've loved him since he's been here. He's had some good years for us. We don't know what the future holds for Rashawn or for us. We'd certainly love to have him back. But we're not in the predicting the future business.
Right.
Just say that.
Yeah.
Like, instead of lying your ass off, and again, your crap smells like crap, you could have just, like, spun it in a way, like, because I still think they're going to release Rashawn Gary. I still think they're going to, because again, I think Gutey just lies out of both sides of his mouth. But like, why even go to this effort? 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. Are you like me? Do you think Gutey's just lying the crappiest crap of all crap? Do you think, like, he's a upstanding young gentleman and he's up there telling the truth and he's providing the fans with what they want to hear and he's doing his due diligence and he's accountable and available? Or do you think, like, this Packers organization and their lack of humility and their ego has run amok, and they are, like, I hate to say this is endemic of professional sports teams in general. But when Wisconsin professional sports teams start acting like they're not part of the community and that they're too good for the fans, there's really an issue. We have an issue right now with the Packers. We've had an issue with the Bucks for years. The Brewers are teetering. Like, they're the best corporate citizen right now, but they got issues too. And it's like, listen, when billions of dollars are involved, the jackwagons come out and the vultures come out and the liars come out. And that's the industry that we are in right now. And that's the industry that, again, gambling has now taken a hold of, and NIL has taken a hold of, and the transfer portal has taken hold of. And in the midst of all this, we still love sports, right? We love cheering for our team. We love being a fan for our team. But man, these teams don't make it easy. These teams make it hard. We were listening to some old audio of the Mitch Nellis show in a past life, where I was making fun of Ted Thompson for just sitting on his butt during the Super Bowl and sitting on his butt during free agency and not doing his job. And it's 10 years later, and the Packers are still not doing their jobs. Like, how do they still have jobs? It's the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. I can't believe how many Packers fans are okay with not getting a Super Bowl. Like, I'm shocked by how many Packers fans are happy not getting to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, and listen, I get that I use some pretty big language and some pretty harsh language in the first segment. But man, am I surprised with how many Packers fans on the Nicolay Law talk and text line are coming after me and not the Packers and are happy being Packers fans for a team that has not made the Super Bowl since 2010, 2011. Like, I wear Packers gear. I watch every game. I cheer for the Packers to win every football game. Guess what the Packers don't do in the playoffs? Win football games. So I'm not happy as a Packers fan that has had the talent it has had on their team for the past 30 years, for the past 15 years, for the past 5 years, and not getting to a Super Bowl. Now, do I think the trade for Micah Parsons makes a Super Bowl appearance a lot closer? I sure do.
Yeah.
And I think we all felt that last year.
Well,
I think we felt like things were weren't great even when Micah was healthy, but they were a lot closer to being great and getting to a Super Bowl when he was there. And then it all fell apart. But even when it fell apart, they beat the Bears in Chicago and then lost. And then they beat the Bears in Chicago in the playoffs and then lost. And like, why do we continue to excuse mediocre behavior?
Well, and they were intentional all before that, right? They drafted a wide receiver in the first round for the first time in 20-some years. They went out and beefed up their offensive line and tried to get a guy like Aaron Banks. They tried to help their cornerback room with Nate Hobbs. There is no shot on the effort. It's the accountability after we are looking for. There was one here from the 906.
Okay. So I was going to say, we'll read all of JB in the 920s because he's coming after me hard.
It says, I get it, but Gary did do it with Parsons. He had 7.5 sacks when Micah Parsons was on the field. He had 7.5 in 2024. Mm-hmm. He had 9 in 2023. He had 9.5 in 2021. This is Rashawn Gary. He's supposed to, he had the cards were right in front of him to a 10-sack season. It was laid out. The blueprint was there. You are going to be one-on-one the entire time while one of the best players in the NFL is on the other side of you. This is not doing it because the numbers were the same. Mm-hmm. You need to be better. Micah Parsons.
And you shouldn't disappear when Micah Parsons goes away.
He is daring you to beat him to the ball. That is his exact words. I dare you to beat me to the ball. That's right. And he did not. He didn't take the challenge. He didn't take the step. He didn't take the leap. He failed. That was a bad year. It was an underwhelming year. And that's okay to have, but there needs to be someone held accountable for it.
So JB starts with talking about how I'm holding that over AJ Hawk. But B. Hintage in West Dallas says, Hawk could have been drafted in the second round and still hold the record for most tackles 10 yards downfield. Actually, I think that was Blake Martinez.
Martinez loved 7-yard tackles. He loves 7-yard tackles.
But AJ Hawk was there. 906 does chime in, though, after that Rashawn Gary take. And I think 906 is probably right. He says, you and Gutey are both wrong. It's the middle of what both of you are saying. And there's probably some truth to that.
Sure.
Like, there's probably a middle. There's probably a if I'm on one end of the spectrum and Gutey's on the other end of the spectrum, the truth probably does lie in the middle. JB says, good, he should lie. Why tip your cards to the other GMs? Do I need to turn the radio off? Clearly you don't need to turn the radio off. You just need to have a take, JB. Like, that's a good point. You can make that point that he should lie and he shouldn't be telling the truth and he shouldn't tip his cards. But telling the truth about Rashawn Gary doesn't tip your cards at all. Like, there's some other things about free agency and about how they're approaching the draft where you don't want to tell the full truth.
If Rashawn Gary gets released, he's not getting the same contract.
Right.
He is not.
And there's no tipping if you're planning on releasing him. Right. He says it's like Hard Knocks and that the Packers don't want to be on there. They don't want to show anything. I get that. I get that they don't want to show anything, but you're up there and you can say things. Again, the way I answered the question about Rashawn Gary, where, we evaluated the season he had, at the end of the day, he didn't have the season he would have wanted. We're focused on the future. We know when Micah gets back, the defense is going to be better. Like, you can speak in generalities. You can talk about Rashawn Gary without blowing smoke up, whatever wherever you need to blow smoke in this case. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm just confused why so many people are okay with the Packers not getting to the Super Bowl, because that's my take. With whatever I'm saying about like that Gutey's crap smells like crap, and that I think he's lying and I don't love it, and that I hold Murphy accountable for doing amazing things on the business side, but not getting it done on the football side. I don't think anybody can debate. Like, they didn't make a Super Bowl. Okay, they haven't played in a Super Bowl since they won in the 2010 season, right? Like, that's the last time the Packers were in the Super Bowl. And I don't think that's okay. And I don't think any of us should think that's okay. Like, I would think that's something we can all agree on. We might not agree on how they should do it. We might not agree on, like, there are many people who agree that, well, the Packers should just, like, they should be nice to Gutey and LaFleur, and as long as they're winning regular season games, they get to keep their jobs as long as they want. Okay. And I think, no, they need to be held accountable for their failures in the playoffs. We can disagree on that, but I hope at the end of the day, we all agree that we want the Packers to make a Super Bowl, and that it has been a colossal disappointment and failure of this organization that they have not. 414-677-1250. JB, keep the text coming in. Everybody else, you can text in too. It doesn't have to be the JB show here on the Mason Crosby Show. Let's go to CB in downtown Milwaukee. CB, you're on the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
What's going on, guys? I don't think nobody really, glad or satisfied. It's just with Rashawn Gary, you got what you got. He came out of Michigan, and he was dominating some weak players in the Big Ten. So they pretty much fell off of that, jumped on him, brought him to the pros, and it just didn't work out for him. So you really can't – it's a hit or miss with him. As far as the organization, we know how the Packers is. It's the Packer way. They do things differently than other organizations.
They do.
And, we could be sitting here like the Jets and the Browns. Then y'all will be complaining about that they don't do nothing and they don't want to win nothing. So you got to kind of take it for what it is. You can't complain about it and then at the same breath want them to win championships. They doing the best they can.
Right, but they don't win championships. That's the thing, CB, is like, you could talk about the Jets and the Browns, but if the Jets and the Browns had Favre and Rodgers and now Love over the past 34 years, I just have a feeling they would have made more than 3 Super Bowls.
They just weren't trying to end with they weren't trying to win with Aaron. Aaron rubbed him the wrong way, so they made him suffer. So that's just what it is.
That's not okay.
They made him suffer. Well, that's just kind of how the game go, man. It's just what it is. You just got to accept it and move on from it. And this is a brand new season. Let's see what they do in free agency in the draft and go from there.
CB, if they win the Super Bowl this year, I think we're all going to go crazy, right? Like, let's just win a Super Bowl. Let's just end this argument. Let's just not worry about the contract extensions and whether guys should have gotten more years or should have gotten fired or should still have jobs or not. Let's just how about the Packers just go out and win the Super Bowl? Then we don't have to worry about all this. We can just celebrate together, right?
Y'all ain't jumping on the Brewers bandwagon. They should have won World Series championships too. We had the Brawns and the Weeks and the Hardys. Y'all got to, you got to play the game right, man. You got to be fair. That's all I'm saying. I
hear you. I think it's different situations, but I hear your point.
It ain't different, man.
It is. Listen, when you have Favre and Rodgers, that is a different situation. Like Braun and Fielder and Weeks are nice, but they're not the best. They're not the best players. You don't have Shohei Ohtani. You don't have. I mean, if you want to be an Angels fan and yell about Mike Trout, you can go ahead and yell about that. The Brewers. You need a lot more than 2 or 3 nice hitters.
Not at all. Not at all, man. We had the best at that time. At that season, we had the best, and they couldn't do it.
All
so,
right.
Come on, you got to be fair, man.
I don't think 2011 they ever had the pitching to be the best, but I hear you. All right, CB, thanks for the call. 414-677-1250. Let's go to Joe in Kenosha. Joe, you're next up on the Mason Crosby Show.
Hey, thanks, guys, for taking my call. I really appreciate it. I'm a Packer fan, old-timer since 1952. And my take on all of this is, including this past year, the Packers have never fixed special teams. Special teams always bites us in the butt, whether it was 2014 with the muffed offside kick, onside kick, Romeo Dobbs muffing it's the same thing every year. Every year we rank 30th in the league, and Gutekunst never fixes it. So if you do the same thing that you've always done, changing coaches isn't the answer. There has to be, look at the blueprint of who's got the best special teams in the league. Why can't we follow their blueprint and
I love
their
that,
plan?
Joe. You're absolutely right. That's why I said I'd go to whoever Seattle or New England has, and I would just take their next guy up, and I would put him in charge.
Exactly.
Yep. All right, Joe. Thanks for the call. JB says something, and I got again. It's not the JB text line, but it's turned into the JB text line here on the Mason Crosby Show. You're being the hindsight is 2020 right now, and why some don't listen to sports radio, even sports leverage. JB, man, I got the receipts from 2014. I've been talking about how the Packers have been doing this since 2014, when everybody was still in the afterglow of winning a Super Bowl 3 or 4 years before that. Like I've been talking about this for more than a decade. How I don't like how the Packers run their organization, because you had Aaron Rodgers in his prime and they would not pull the trigger and make the move that they needed to make. So so you could say hindsight's 2020. I agree that right now, the Banks and the Hobbs deals, that's the 2020 right now. Like Gutey made two big signings last year, and they stunk. Listen, I'll give him his flowers for Xavier and for Josh Jacobs the year before. Those were great signings. And if those signings had been, if Banks and Hobbs had been great and the Parsons trades had been great and they made the Super Bowl, this would be a different conversation. But when you're the fan of a football team and you make the playoffs year after year after year and you don't get to the Super Bowl, like aren't you frustrated, JB?
Well, and
like,
on top of
aren't we frustrated about this, Packers fans?
This is the longest stretch the Packers have gone without winning the NFC North since the turn of the century. They have 4 years in a row they have not won the NFC North. You got to go back to 98, 99, 2000, and 2001 to find a 4-year stretch. The Green Bay Packers didn't win the North at least one time in a 5-year period right here. This should not be seen as adequate. Like this should be seen as underperforming. And when you get eliminated in the first round of the postseason, and then you bring up comments here talking about guys who contributed to those failures, that's where I get riled up. That's all I'm saying.
I think 262 writes in a different discussion that I think is worthy having as well. And Tommy, I'd love your take on it. Stop sticking up for the Brewers. It's the same 2011, 2018, last year. They failed just like the Packers. Keep it real. I don't think it's exactly the same, but there are elements of, in 2011, they went and got Greinke. They went and got Markham. It wasn't enough. In 2008, they got CeCe, obviously. Last year, they did not make the deal. They did not make a deal. Woody came off the injured list, and they got Andrew Vaughn.
Vaughn turned into the deal.
Right. He turned into the deal, but he was in AAA. Like, they didn't get a stud.
Still turned into the deal.
They got a guy.
They found a guy.
Right. They found a guy.
They didn't really get him like that.
But they didn't trade prospects for somebody who tilted the field. And you're right. And so to that point, I will agree. We got a lot more to get to here on the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Should our teams be held under a tighter microscope? Should they be held more accountable for not getting to the championship round of their respective sports? And where do the Bucs fit in all this? This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm still surprised at the amount of people who are making excuses for the Packers. Listen, if you're wearing green and gold colored glasses to the extent that nothing they do is wrong, then nothing they do is wrong. And that's going to be okay. I'm okay with that. 920 says, question for you. What percentage of the lack of Super Bowl wins by the Packers is the responsibility of player performance on the field? I seem to recall pretty poor play by the quarterback in the last 2 NFC Championship games. I don't know about the Buccaneers game. I would say that was more of a defensive breakdown and a coaching breakdown.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a quarterback breakdown.
They kicked the field goal instead of just going for it too in that one.
I would say.
Yeah, and I think that also, I'm calling out a player right now. I am saying the performance of a player was not acceptable.
Yep.
And there's people who are mad and defending Rashawn Gary during this.
That's crazy.
I love to call out a player if it's not acceptable, right? Romeo Doubs, catch the ball, right? That is unacceptable to drop that onside kick in that moment. That is unacceptable. We have called him out during these moments.
As we've talked about from 2015.
We have called out the offensive line for the poor play. That is unacceptable. That is not allowed. The team was great running the football in 2024. They spent money in 2025, and they got worse at it. They tried to move a guy from his all-pro position over to a new position to try to help the team, and in reality, they're going to cut him to save money now. Unacceptable. There's plenty of people to call out during this. Carrington Valentine, Keyshawn Nixon. We've called them all out. We're calling out everyone. This is not just
Kevin King, your favorite Kevin King.
Right. I mean, there are players 100% need responsibility too. We're asking that anyone who is deserving to be accountable should be held accountable.
Right. We want accountability. And so it goes back to the Brian Gutekunst press conferences from yesterday, where it doesn't feel like there's accountability coming from the Green Bay Packers. I don't feel accountability from Matt LaFleur when he speaks. I don't feel accountability from Brian Gutekunst when he speaks. I don't feel accountability from the players when they spoke at the end of the season. And Keyshawn Nixon told me how great he was this season. It's okay to say, hey, I was pretty good, but I got things to work on. This was my first year as a CB1, and I believe I'm a CB1. And I know I did a lot of good things this year. And maybe you guys didn't see that on film, but maybe they happened. But I'm not perfect. I know I got things to work on. Why can't we, that's not giving the other team information or ammunition. That's just telling the truth and being self-aware of the things you lack and the things you need to work on. It's okay for Gutey to say, hey, we hit it in free agency 2 years ago. Jacobs and McKinney are awesome. You know what? It wasn't as successful this year. Our goal is to get better. Our goal is for Hobbs and for Banks to be better this year, because we know they had some challenges, that they had some moments, but they also weren't as quite as good as we wanted them to be. That's not telling the other teams anything. That's not giving away state secrets. That's just telling the truth. All right. I got something I got to tell the truth about that I have no idea if this is the truth or not.
Oh, God.
The Bucks,
Stop.
who I said yesterday might be the worst team in the NBA, might be the best team in the NBA. Does anybody know anything about the Milwaukee Bucks?
You are firing it for the text line today.
If you do, 414-677-1250. Tell me anything you know about the Milwaukee Bucks, because honestly, I don't know anything about the Milwaukee Bucks except that Kevin Porter Jr. is the best player in the NBA right now.
Oh my God.
You can't stop him going to the hoop. You can't. He's unbelievable. It's the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. Thomas Wirtz is getting a car.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers, on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, and on the free Odyssey app.
I think I need to go down to the sportsbook at Potawatomi. Let's see. Can I click on football? I got to go to futures, huh? And I think I got a bet on Jordan Love to win the MVP and the Packers to win the Super Bowl. I think it's going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
After all this ranting, I think the Packers win the Super Bowl. And I think
heard you.
I think it just happens this year. Am I wrong?
Valentine's Day? Is that why you're thinking about it?
I mean, I like that. Let's see. It says, sorry, the selected outcomes cannot be combined. The parlay is plus 23,900. So you bet $100 to win 2,300.
23,000?
I don't think it's 23,000.
What does it say? Plus what?
It says plus 100 to 23,900. Could that be right? That doesn't sound right. I got to go there and because the site's wigging me out a little bit.
All right, Austin will hook you up.
Yeah, but I got to figure that out. What I really need to go to the casino for though, and if you guys can do this on your app or however you do it, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying, man, I think Cade Cunningham's winning the MVP. I know I said this earlier.
Yeah, this is garbage though, and
why? What do you mean it's garbage?
Because
SGA and Jokic are going to get eliminated.
So now we maybe we audible this on what we're going to talk about, because I have some feelings on now. I think the 65 game rule is stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. I there needs to be some sort of happy medium, I guess, but it sure feels like Cade Cunningham is not even close to the best player in the NBA.
I don't know. He's pretty. I mean, I don't think SGA is much better than Cade is.
I think Jokic is better than him too.
Well, Jokic is a different animal.
Just
Giannis
saying.
is better too.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, but that we're not just betting. We're not saying who's the best player.
I will say that
like the Pistons are the one in the East.
Yeah,
Cade Cunningham is the clear leader.
Right.
He's an all-star. He's a stud. He's arguably a top 5 player in the NBA right now. So that means he deserves to win the MVP. It's not always the best player. We've had years. Listen, Michael Jordan didn't win it for 10 straight years.
Right.
He won it when he won it, but then there was fatigue and they gave it to Malone and did they give it to Sean Kemp one year? Barkley won it. Like you just because you're the best player doesn't mean you win it. Cade Cunningham's in the conversation though. And if this year's his turn, this year's his turn.
I just think that with Luka's season, with Wemby's season, with
Wemby I think could be the dark horse here.
Well, Wemby's on pace for 63 games.
Right. And he's also 21 years old. And the assumption is, I mean, now Cade's really young also.
Right. I mean,
but the assumption is that Wemby will have years to win the MVP.
If SGA plays his projected 67 games, will he win the MVP?
Probably. I don't know that he deserves to.
Right. You're just banking on Cade Cunningham winning this MVP
right. I don't
because
think SGA's
other people are going to be unqualified.
Well, even if SGA qualifies, I don't know that he deserves to win it this year. Like they've won without him. They're really good.
There is something to Cade Cunningham is the best player on the best team.
Right.
So I can get behind that, I guess, a little bit. But as far as his season goes, no, he's not the best player in the NBA, and he's not even having the best season in the NBA, in my opinion.
Right. He's the MVP. He's not the best. He's not the best stat. He's not the best statted season. We're not giving it to Luka every year just because he stats.
I would give it to
stink.
Wemby. I would give it to Wemby.
You know what? If I was just giving it out, I'd probably give it to Wemby too. But I think the way the NBA works, I think it's Cade's turn this year.
Gross.
Because
and I hate that argument.
You can hate it, but it exists. And if I'm gambling my own money to win, Like, I'm going to use the tools at my disposal.
Sure.
And so I think Cade's going to win it because it's his turn.
No flaws. No flaws in your logic.
Right.
And he will
Flawed
or should.
The process.
The process is broken. Yes. I am saying I don't like the 65 game rule because Cade is going to win MVP.
I like the 65 game rule. I probably would back Wemby. Though you said Wemby's not going to be at 65 either?
63, I think he's on pace for.
Wow.
So what if the rule went down to 60 games? Like, then is that stupid now that we're like even more so accommodating?
Of the season, 60 or 61, you're still 73 quarters of the season.
Right.
I think that, I don't know. I don't know. I'm that's why these people get paid millions of dollars and I get paid what I get paid. Because I talk about it. They get to make the decisions. The Milwaukee Bucks last night played a game that had, I think, 226 lead changes and 97 ties. It obviously didn't have that, but it was a crazy back and forth game until the Bucks took over at the end. They went on a 10-0 run. Kevin Porter Jr. absolutely dominated. KPJ finishes with 32 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Ryan Rollins, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Kyle Kuzma had 19 points. Bobby Portis. I said Bobby Portis was going to hit a bunch of shots, right? Because of how horrible he had been the game before. 21 points and 5 threes off the bench. Usman Jeng with 11. Cam Thomas, 2 for 10.
It's the Cam Thomas experience we're going through here.
That is, and when Rollins and KPJ are both over 50%, Cam Thomas can have a 2 for 10 night. Like, listen, he played 20 minutes. He didn't play 30 minutes. They didn't rely on him. He probably still shot a little too much. 10 shots when you're off on a night.
Where were you for the Jericho Sims game too? 8 points. I mean, never does that. And near double-double with 10 rebounds on top of it. He's
been doing it more. I think the one of the other things, and don't sleep on this, 5 assists for Sims.
Yeah.
Like, we ripped on how few assists this team had against Toronto when they were out assisted like 34-18. They had 25 last night. Miami still had 32. The Bucks are still not a great passing team. They're also very reliant on KPJ getting to the hoop by himself.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of his baskets, KPJ was 2 for 4 from 3. So he was 9 for 16, which is what Rollins was for the game. KPJ was 9 for 16 from 2. And that's a lot of driving to the basket. That's a lot of layups. And so that's going to be a lot of non-assist baskets. Rollins also gets a lot of those too. This team has a way of kind of panicking at the end of the shot clock. They don't have a great offensive set. They do a lot of relying on KPJ and Ryan Rollins getting their own baskets. Both played 37 minutes. I think I saw Sparky send out this tweet last night. He had retweeted it. There are 4 players in the month of February in the NBA who are averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and shooting 45% or better from the floor. And it's SGA, Jokic, Rollins, and Porter. Like I mean, and granted, we can make up stats for everything these days, right?
Sure.
Like as we do. But that's a good stat to be involved in, and that's a good group to be a part of. It's become the KPJ Ryan Rollins show. Different guys do different things. I mean, Miles Turner again disappears in 19 minutes. 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, a block. But 1 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 3 from 3. Couldn't sniff the court. And I watched the last 6 minutes of the game, was in his warm-ups and wasn't even an afterthought. But whether it's Portis or Jang or Thomas, whether it's Sims or Kuzma or whoever it might be, this is the Kevin Porter, Ryan Rollins experience right now. And I'm kind of here for it. I get that they had a bad game against Toronto and it didn't work out well. And there are going to be games like that. And tonight they're playing Cleveland, right?
Right. They're playing the Cavs tonight.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's a home game. They're home again. The Cavs are actually, since they made the James Harden trade, I think they're playing very well. Let's see. The Cavs have won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'd won 7 in a row. They lost to the Thunder and then they beat the Knicks.
Yeah, they're 8-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, 8-2, and the last one was a loss, so they're actually 8-1 in their last 9, and the one loss was at Oklahoma City, so not a bad loss. The Cavs are playing really well. This is gonna the Bucks should not win this game tonight.
Sure. Are you at all concerned that the Bucks will not catch the Hornets because the Hornets are good now? So they're going to have to catch the Hawks, and the Hawks are going to have to fall out.
That is what I believe.
Because the Hornets are ridiculous right now.
But the Hornets, the Hawks, and the Bucks all have 31 losses.
Yep.
The Hawks are in first place of those 3 teams with 29 wins. The Hornets have 28. The Bucks have 25. In their last 10, the Bucks and the Hornets are both 7-3. The Hawks are 5-5. So the Bucks have gained 2 games on the Hawks. The Heat are then 2.5 games ahead of the Hawks. So the Heat, who are the A seed, and everybody above, probably a little out of reach. The Bucks being 4.5 games behind the Heat. It's doable, but there's a lot of teams to jump over. So it's the Hawks, the Hornets, and the Bucks essentially for 2 spots. And the Hawks are half a game up on the Hornets. The Hawks are 2 games up on the Bucks. I think the Hawks are the team the Bucks are going to need to catch. And the Hawks made some good moves. I mean, they lost Jalen Johnson went out with an injury last night, so we'll see what's up with that. What up, Nikolai? But they got Jonathan Kuminga.
Big
they
game
got
for him in his first game, too.
They got CJ McCollum, who's playing well from the Wizards. So they have revamped the roster in a positive way. Only 5-5 in their last 10. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. Again, we talked about this a lot with Camille yesterday. I guess at the end of the day, I wouldn't hate that 9 or 10 spot. If I had to predict today, I think they're going to finish 11th. I think the Hornets are going to finish 9th. I think the Hawks hold on to that 10, and the Bucks are behind the Hawks. But it wouldn't shock me if the Bucks, who are 2 games behind the Hawks, they've played 56 games, so there's 26 games left. There's a lot of games left. 2 games is nothing of insurmountable that the Bucks can't overcome. But the Bucks got to play away. By the way, did you see what the Bulls are?
Yeah, they stink.
0-10 in their last. I mean, when you trade everybody for 2nd-round picks
and guards,
yep, and then one of them, Simons from the Celtics, who they traded Vucevic for, has like a broken wrist now or something.
This stretch of the season, very important. It feels like the next 5 games for the Milwaukee
because they're
Bucks.
at home a lot.
So they are home against the Cavs tonight. On Friday, they'll be home against the Knicks. They'll be going to Chicago on Sunday.
Gotta win that.
Celtics come to town on Monday, and then next Wednesday, a week from today, is Hawks at Bucks.
Yes.
Mitch Nellis, what is the Bucks record over those next 5 games?
I mean, it's probably 2-3.
You got to go better than 2-3.
I don't think you can.
They got to go 3-2.
I don't think you're beating Cleveland, New York, or Boston.
You got to win one of those, and you got to beat the Hawks, and you got to beat
beat the Hawks and the Bulls. You got to beat the Hawks and the Bulls. The only good thing about that is that the 3 games after that, all at home, Utah, Orlando, Phoenix. So they go 2-3, but if they go 5-3 in those 8, would you take that? If they sweep Utah, Orlando, and Phoenix, all 3 winnable games?
No, you got to go 3-2 over this next stretch of 5. Gotta.
But then all right.
And expect greatness after.
All right.
Yeah.
Because then they're at Miami, at Atlanta, home against Indiana. That should be a win. And that gets you to St. Patrick's Day, which is a home game. Man, I love a home game on St. Patrick's Day in Milwaukee. Just get hammered and go to the Bucks Cavs game. It's on NBC and Peacock. And everybody's going to be wearing green.
Right? Yeah.
Say less.
It's a great stretch. But this next 5 game stretch here for the Bucks, I feel like
I think 2-3. I think 2-3 they can survive it. Because again, if they take that 2-3 and then their next 6 games they go 5-1, which are all winnable games, especially and another win against Atlanta, you're still in the conversation. I don't think they have to go better than 2-3. I'd like them to go better than 2-3, but I don't think they have to go better than 2-3 because of what they got coming up. Utah, Orlando, Phoenix, Miami, Atlanta, Indiana. They can go 5-1 in those 6 games.
No, I'm not there. I'm
not there yet?
I'm really not. You got to beat the Hawks. And if the Hawks are playing
right, you got to beat the Hawks. I agree. All right, how much of this, Tommy?
Here's the Hawks next.
Hold on.
Right.
How much of this depends on Giannis coming back? Because we keep hearing reports that he's close-ish.
Yeah,
he's out for tonight. He's already out for tonight. But if Giannis were to come back Monday against the Celtics, does that change your expectation for those games? for the rest of. Or what if he comes back Friday night against the Knicks?
Yeah,
and
then
then
you
he
got to
plays
win
the
one of the
Knicks
next two.
and the Celtics. You got to win one of those two.
You got to win one of those two if you have Giannis for Knicks Celtics. The Hawks, however, have the Wizards and the Blazers, the two games before March 4th, next Wednesday. So again, that's why I'm really saying you got to go 3-2.
You're right. Oh, okay.
Are you ready for that, Ousmane Dieng?
You know what? He played all right last night.
Again, I'm excited to see what he does with Giannis on the court.
Well, he actually got minutes that mattered. I don't know what happened in that Toronto game. You know what? For years, Giannis always played poorly in day games. I don't know if you knew that or not, but that was like kind of a thing. Like earlier in his career, they would always get matched up with Philly on a Sunday afternoon or on Christmas or whatever it was, and they would always like get off to a terrible start. I just feel like they had a bad day game this past Sunday against the Raptors. Man, I hope they're ready for tonight. Like if they could come out and hit the Cavs in the mouth and just like, or if Harden or Mitchell want to sit this one out.
Is the number to get to 39 wins?
That's what they say.
That's what it was last year to get the 10 seed.
I think that's probably right. It might even be 38.
36
might even be 38 this year.
The year before for the East, and when the Hawks made it. But
I don't know that you'll need 39. I think it could be 37 or 38 this year.
So if you get to 38 wins, you got to find 13 wins for the Bucks this year,
and they got 26 more games, so you got to go 13-13. It's not gonna be easy.
Got to go 3-2 over these next 5.
I don't think you do.
I think it just goes back to that. Got to go 3-2 over these next 5.
I think you can survive 2 and 3. But you know what? You know it's a great thing, Tommy. We're gonna find out.
Yeah,
we're gonna all find out together. 414 writes in, boys, as someone who doesn't follow the NBA on a regular basis, can you use full names instead of initials? Other than that, great show. Like KPJ, yeah.
Kevin Porter Jr.
Yep, Kevin Porter Jr. And SJ is Shea Gilgeous Alexander. Obviously Wemby is Victor Wembanyama. I don't think we mentioned Kevin Durant, but he'd be KD. Somebody asked me yesterday at Whitefish Bay High School, because I took questions at the end of talking to the students about career day. Somebody asked me who's going to win the East.
And you said the Pistons.
No.
You don't think the Pistons are going to win the East?
I did not say the Pistons.
You think the Celtics are going to win the East?
That's what I said.
Dude, you stink. Gosh.
Did you see Missoula yesterday?
Dude, I don't care. He's a psycho always.
I know.
He's always a psycho.
They asked him if Tatum practiced, and he was like, he was there.
Dude, he watches the town on repeat and coaches basketball. That's all he does. He is a psychopath.
Hey, I got to ask you something. I got to hurt somebody. You can't ask any questions. We got to go do this right now. Who's Kawhi taking?
I mean, I didn't know where you were going with that, but good reference.
Yeah, exactly.
I got it. I'm telling you, he's a psychopath. The Pistons are gonna.
Do you really think the Pistons are going to the finals?
No. Okay. I'm just saying that you can't be like KPJ. Or sorry, now I'm mixing all these up. Cade Cunningham's not going to win MVP if they don't get the first seed.
No, they're getting the first seed. I'm talking. No. The Pistons are getting the first seed. I'm talking about who's going to the finals representing the East.
Okay.
I don't think the Pistons are ready to go to the NBA finals.
Okay, all right, we're good. We were just talking about standings and then winning the East, and so now we're on the same page here.
Back.
Sure. Okay, I'll get behind you on that. Yeah, I think Boston. We knew this already because Tatum was going to come back, and they're going to be sniffing around still, and they're the 2 seed, and you get Tatum back. Right. Yeah, for sure they're winning the East.
You know, that's like. It's like getting Woody back in the middle of the season and winning 97 games. Let's talk some Brandon Woodruff when we come back. What do you say?
I love it.
I know you've been like, you had this on the rundown for a couple of days, and we had to give Mason his flowers yesterday for sucking at golf. But hanging out with hockey guys.
Yeah, big hockey guy now.
Like Mason got cool to me all of a sudden. Like he was always okay, but now he's like cool. Wow, you can hang with hockey guys. That's a different level.
You would think kickers and hockey don't go together.
You know who also can't hang out with hockey guys? Me. I'm just like, I couldn't hang with hockey guys. They'd embarrass me. They'd be like, it's laughing me 2 drinks in.
How much money to have your teeth look like Jack Hughes at the end of the day? You got to leave it like that forever. But you don't win the gold medal. They just look like that.
Do I get the flowers? Do I get all the things?
No.
You just
How
much money?
Yeah.
$5 million?
Ooh, okay.
$5 million?
$5 million to like lose a tooth and like right
have
in the
another
front
tooth
right
like
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I think $5 million.
I might do it for less.
Now, are you allowed to fix it?
No. It's there forever.
It's there forever. I think $5 million.
Okay.
Because it's got to be a great story. And I have $5 million.
What if it's a bad story?
I feel like making out with Mrs. Thunder would be bad though. That's you got to get it smooth.
Right.
You can't get it fixed, but you have to have it smooth.
You don't want it to be like chipping any tongues either.
We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Let's see. I want to let everybody. What do I want to let everybody know? That Give Big Green Bay is generosity amplified. Everyone, this 24-hour online event is currently underway and goes until noon tomorrow. Each year, a group of nonprofits are selected to showcase the strength and diversity of Green Bay's local nonprofit sector. With more than $550,000 in matching funds from the Packers and other generous donors, this event has a huge impact. Make an impact today and donate online at givebiggreenbay.org. That's givebiggreenbay.org. Brandon Woodruff, Brewers starting pitching. We're going to talk about it when we come back here on the Mason Crosby Show. It's clobbering time. From Chicago, Illinois.
I mean, do you have
every time?
Do you have an obligation every time?
Every time, yeah.
Every time. You should.
Your WWE World Heavyweight Champion defending against Finn Balor
Sure.
at the Elimination Chamber this Saturday night.
Is it this Saturday?
In Chicago, Illinois?
I wonder who's going to win that one now.
Well, they just fought in Ireland,
Okay.
where Finn Balor's from.
Yep.
And even in Ireland, CM Punk won. So now in Chicago, can Finn Balor beat? Now, the problem is that WrestleMania is coming up and they already have it's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. But CM Punk accepted this challenge because he's a fighting champion, Tommy. You wouldn't know about that.
No, I guess not. I had something to tell
All
you.
right, you would
and then
know
I
about it.
forgot, and now I can't remember.
Was there a
earlier.
pen in the bathroom?
No.
And you had to decide I actually told one of the classes yesterday that we talked about that on the radio for a whole segment.
The pen in the bathroom.
If there's
story?
a pen in the bathroom next to a toilet, who's picking that up? Who's is the maintenance staff? Is it janitorial staff? Or are you just picking it up and throwing it away? Are you taking some tissue paper and picking it up with tissue paper and then throwing it away? Who's picking up the pen?
I will say
on the floor next to the toilet.
We are very grateful for our maintenance and janitorial staff
Yes.
because the bathrooms are here. If a pen was on the ground, I'd pick it up in this bathroom.
Say it again.
If a pen was on the ground and I saw it, and I needed a pen, I'd be like, oh, I remember where a pen is, and go pick it up.
And then use it?
Yeah.
Dude,
bathrooms are fine here. They're fine. They're fine. Dude,
oh
you
my
are.
God, that's
you do.
no.
You do so much nastier stuff. I know you
Do I?
Yeah, I know you do.
I don't know if I do.
What was nastier? Which brewer?
Where'd Sparky just go? Doesn't he have a show in half an hour?
Oh,
How's
man.
he walking out right now?
Which video was nastier?
No,
the
you know
Sal
the answer.
Frelick
You know the answer.
GTA 5 remix,
Okay.
or Jacob Mizorowski, totally real, not
No.
AI fake,
No.
throwing 100 miles an hour.
There's no way.
Apple.
There's no way anyone. No. There's no way anyone on earth sits at home plate with an apple on their head and lets Jacob Mizorowski throw a 103-mile-an-hour fastball and knock off the apple. That's not.
So now,
no.
Now, how much money have you sit where Cooper Pratt was sitting during that? But he's got to hit the apple.
What does that mean? He's got to hit the apple.
He's gonna throw.
I sit there until he hits the apple.
Until he hits the apple.
What if it's been that first?
Well, then you're dead.
I need $100 million.
just to even just to hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
To hope you. I feel like with $100 million, you can rebuild my brain after it's mashed potato.
Yeah,
if I get hit in the head,
but then you got to sit back up and wait for him to hit the apple. He could hit you in the head a couple times.
I no, once you're hit in the head, it's over.
No, the apple's got to get hit.
No, that's impossible. There's no way. How's Woody feeling?
So Woody's goal is not opening day. It is health.
Okay.
That's what we know so far.
What's he been doing for the past 4 months?
I would say that
hasn't he been doing health?
There is by no means a disqualification that Brandon Woodruff would not be the opening day starter. And I would even guess that he's probably still the most likely opening day starter for this Milwaukee Brewers team.
Okay.
However, 414-677-1250 if you want to be a part of the conversation on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. If Brandon Woodruff is not the opening day starter, who are you putting on the mound day one for the Milwaukee Brewers against the White Sox?
Are you going to get mad at me? You going to get mad at me when I answer this question correctly?
Probably.
Well, I'm still mad about the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still mad that in game 2 at home, Quinn didn't get the start.
Yep.
And I'm not having him start opening day because of that. But I do believe the correct answer is Quinn Priester. I believe that game 2 is Jacob Mizorowski. I do not want, listen, he's young, he's new, he's fresh, he's happy, he smiles, he's rah-rah, he's into it. We all love Jacob Mizorowski. We all love him. There's no need for him to be out there in the pomp and circumstance of game one. There's no reason. Also, if you know from past history, I know the Brewers won 97 games last year, but from past history, they sell out game one, and then there's like 18,000 people there for game two. Maybe because they won 97 last year, there's 30,000 people there for game two. Guess what gets that 30,000 up to 42 and sells it out? Jacob Mizorowski on game two. So from a Brewers marketing perspective, but I think more so from like the mental health of Jacob Mizorowski.
Oh, I disagree.
There is no reason. No, then you don't believe in mental health. You're just like, oh, rah, rah, like, let's do it.
That is the exact opposite, because Jacob Mizorowski, in the games that mattered most to him, pitched better last year. It was the lull of the season.
Why would games matter most? That just shows how mentally weak he is.
No, I'm just saying that the big time moments, Miz stepped up, and how cool would it be, and how electric would opening day be if Miz's first pitch of 2026 is 105 miles an hour? Because he will be so amped if he got that.
Too amped.
Maybe.
Too amped.
But it would be
want it.
Electric stuff. He's hitting 104 on opening day if he's a starter. I mean, he's going to be so jacked up, ready to go. And I would 100% endorse, if Brandon Woodruff cannot go opening day, that's the stipulation. I want Woody 100 times out of 100. Otherwise, give me the Miz.
414-677-1250. 414-677-1250. Who do you want? Now, this is assuming Quinn Priester over the next month pitches like Quinn Priester, and we assume that he has earned that and deserves that. I want Jacob Mizorowski to be good for the Brewers for the next 14 years. And I think the more, even now, start by start, day by day, you manage his expectations, you manage his physical health, you manage his mental health. I think it jeopardizes his physical health, putting him out there on opening day and overdoing it. You just said he's going to throw 105. All right, so he throws out his arm and he's out for a month. Great, that's what I want.
I am confident that he has been very smart with his arm already, knowing what it can do. And he is, if you're looking at the natural progression of innings pitched year by year by year, he's probably going to throw. They're going to expect it to throw 170, 180 innings this year.
Okay.
Like, it's going to be taxed on his arm, and he's going to have to realize that. And I think that why not throw him into the fire on opening day? The Brewers always on opening day, it seems like, stink too on top of it. So the expectation doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but it's the White Sox. Actually, what's his name? Matsuzaka or whatever. He's going to hit like 3 home runs opening day.
Murakami. Munetaka Murakami. Yes.
You say so. I just don't. I don't want the Miz out there opening day. 414.
Priester kind of crumbled in the moment too when he pitched in Chicago.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He crumbled because they screwed him. He crumbled because Murph because Murph got too cute.
Aaron Ashby opener on opening day will be the death of me.
Yeah, but I'd rather that than Miz.
No way. Yeah. No shot. You did not say that out loud.
What?
Aaron Ashby opener over Miz?
I don't.
Yeah, you don't want that.
All right. 414 says, Tommy, don't insult the Brewers video team by calling that AI. They did it with good old-fashioned visual effects like the solid pros they are. That's fair. That's fair.
I am just like that. Anything that's not physical proof, I call AI now. I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe I'm generalizing that too much.
JB in the 920 wants to remind us that who loves golf? Kickers. You know who loves golf? Hockey players. That's why Mason is in with the hockey players, not because he's rough and tumble. But we want to hear who should start for the Milwaukee Brewers if it's not Woody on opening day. 414-677-1250, the Nikolai Law talk and text line. 414-677-1250. I think we'll table my gambling discussion.
Okay.
I've got like 1,000 comments on Facebook. Like, I don't know. Like, I probably need to like print these pages out.
Okay.
Or, I mean, I guess I can go back to them.
It is a 2-horse race, though, if it's not Woody, right?
You would think so. I don't know who else.
We still don't even really know who's going to be the number 4.
Except you say
pitcher.
that, but you know, if it's not Woody, it's going to be Chad Patrick. Like just because Murph
Opening
is
day, Chad
just because
Patrick.
Murph's gonna pull a Murph and he's gonna do like, hey, you know what? I was feeling it. I was just feeling that like Chad Patrick, like that, like it just made.
I'd be down for that.
I'd probably be down for it too.
I'd be down with that. I wouldn't say it's who I would throw out there, but I like Chad Patrick. I think he's going to be
Chad
I
Patrick.
think he's going to be awesome this year. Yeah, I'm ready for it. And a back end of the rotation guy, he's going to be great, dude.
Why? I know I should go to MLB.com, but more often than not, I default and I go to ESPN.com, right?
Yeah, dumb.
Do you know who they have? Their Brewers pitching depth chart is so all right. Woodruff is 1.
Yep.
Priester's 2.
Yep.
Mizorowski's 3.
Yeah.
Patrick's 5.
Who's 4? Kyle Harrison.
I'll give you 5 guesses.
Okay, Harrison.
And I don't know if you're going to guess.
Harrison was my first.
Okay, not Kyle Harrison.
It's going to be a lefty. DL Hall.
Not DL Hall.
Robert Gasser.
Not Robert Gasser.
That was bad.
I told you this is going to take you forever.
Angel Serpa.
Not Angel Serpa.
Oh, God. Aaron Ashby.
Not Aaron Ashby.
I just was going all lefties.
Yeah.
They're going to have a lefty in this rotation.
I agree, but it's not who they have as your 4th guy.
Who do they have as the 4th guy?
Logan Henderson, who I love.
I love Logan Henderson.
I love Logan Henderson.
No.
But he's not the one, right?
Feels like he's getting the short stick.
Isn't he?
He's
starting.
So.
He's starting in Nashville.
715 says Chad Patrick, Quinn, Miz. Chad Patrick is a dude.
Chad Patrick is a dude.
He is a dude.
And Chad Patrick, it's funny because Chad Patrick was a dude. Then he all of a sudden wasn't a dude. And then at the end of the year was a dude again, right?
Yeah.
Like he was great. And then they kind of messed with him. And then like, I don't know if he had like, again, we talk about mental health a lot. Like if he had like a little bit of a weakness or he felt like the team didn't have confidence in him, then they weren't scoring runs for him.
Never were.
And then he came back in September and especially in October. And he really was that dude.
That dude.
Yeah.
I almost like want to gatekeep him for the bullpen. Even though I do think he would be a top 5 starter in this rotation, but something about Chad Patrick in the bullpen last October was just doing it for me. It was awesome. First guy out.
He was fantastic.
He was so good. It was amazing to watch. And maybe he transitions to that role again when the season comes around, all the way into late fall or early fall. But
MLB.com, by the way, does have Woody, then Priester, then Miz, then Patrick, then Harrison.
Yeah, I think that's more likely.
Right. That's your 5.
More likely.
Assuming health, that's your 5.
Yeah, they made this move for Harrison for a reason. Getting rid of Durbin. I think Kyle Harrison is. They need a lefty in that rotation. Like no rotation with just 5 right-handers. You can't do that. So I think Harrison is the leader in the clubhouse of lefty that's going to make the rotation.
So Miz is the youngest out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 starters that they have listed on their depth chart right now. Do you know who's the second youngest? Just 1 month younger?
Harrison?
No, Harrison. Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
Logan Henderson is 1 month younger, 1 month and 1 day younger than Jacob Mizorowski.
I don't know his option situation, but I'd be shocked if he makes opening day.
Then Carlos Rodriguez, then Kyle Harrison.
Yeah, Rodriguez.
Is Carlos Rodriguez, is he going to ever amount to something?
He's not going to be on the opening day.
What about a bullpen arm?
Maybe.
Like he's a spot guy. We get that.
Right.
But like, do you think he'll ever have an impact at the major league level? With the Brewers?
It's just I don't know how he gets there.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Last year the biggest thing he did was that Pittsburgh game. Remember where he just sat through the rain delay and still pitched.
Yeah, and pitched great
on the other end of it too. But I don't see the path for him. They have so many guys under team control, and Carlos Rodriguez hasn't had the major league success like some of these other guys have too. I mean, I'm rooting for him. Like, it'd be awesome to just have 20 pitchers on your team because that's what the Brewers are trying to do.
Rodriguez is also the shortest of all the pitchers on the major league roster.
Bother me. That doesn't bother me.
I'm just letting you know.
They also, the Brewers pitching staff, like for what they do in the infield and outfield and the rest of the batters, like they're all pretty short. and they have just ginormous pitchers.
Yeah, that's true. Priesters, I didn't realize Priester was 6'3".
Dude, he looks like a linebacker on the bump.
Brandon Sproat 6'3", Drohan 6'3". Abner Uribe 6'3".
Dude,
No way.
So hear me out,
no
Mitch.
way.
So hear me out. Like Patrick in the pen and Sproat taking that spot makes me interested too. I want to see Sproat.
Talk to me in mid-May.
Okay.
Talk to me in mid-May. I'm not ready for Sproat to start the season in the rotation.
Okay.
But you talk to me in mid-May, and I could get on board with that.
What are you thinking about a 6-man rotation? Because Woodruff's just unhealthy.
I hate 6-man.
And then on top of
I'd rather go 4-man.
You get to protect Miz a little bit.
All right. You're starting to convince me already.
I'm just saying. I don't know if it's like a real actual possibility.
I mean, you don't do it in
but
April because there's days off already built in.
Yeah,
but once you get into the doldrums of the summer, maybe there's something to that. Like, they got to figure out a way for Woodruff to be healthy in the playoffs.
Yes.
They just have to.
Yes.
Like, it's too much.
Correct.
414-677-1250. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We'll be back and have some more fun. And it's the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon, the official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Mason will be back tomorrow. We've got Zach Brockman. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
That's not a surprise, right? Like that's
president of the Boyd Sky Carp.
Yeah.
Got a special announcement coming.
And Forrest Doolin from Make-A-Wish, Wisconsin will be on as well. So that'll be a blast. And we're going to talk about doing good in the community. Speaking of doing good in the community, Give Big Green Bay is generously amplified. This is generosity amplified. This 24-hour online event is currently underway, goes until noon tomorrow. Trevor Thomas will be broadcasting live from Give Big Green Bay tomorrow, and I think he might have a brat with mustard. No, with ketchup.
Yeah, I heard that this morning.
Hold on.
That.
Table that.
Mm-hmm.
Table that. The event is currently underway, goes until noon tomorrow. Each year, a group of nonprofits are selected to showcase the strength and diversity of Green Bay's local nonprofit sector. With more than $550,000 in matching funds from the Packers and other generous donors, this event has a huge impact. Make an impact today and donate online at givebiggreenbay.org. I feel like they should have said, hey, Thunder, you want to go up and broadcast? If it's like noon today till noon tomorrow, like I could have gone up today and broadcasted from there.
Only if you would have had a brat with ketchup on it.
So brats with ketchup, Tommy?
Yeah.
No.
Dude, we've had this conversation on air, and then when I heard Trevor Thomas say that, I was stoked.
Really?
Yeah.
Like that got you stoked?
Yeah.
That Trevor Thomas is on board?
I don't care.
Man, if Trevor Thomas is on board with brats and ketchup, I know I'm on the right side of it. I love you, Trevor, but man, that is the wrong side of history,
I'm
bro.
thinking about opening up a brat stop and calling it Trevor Thomas Wirtz Brats. That's what I'm thinking. And the Z is at the end of my last name and the brats.
And you have to get brats just with ketchup.
And kraut.
Oh, well, if there's kraut there, that changes it a little bit.
I do ketchup and kraut.
I know, and so does he. He said he does kraut if it's available. So you 414-677-1250. Do we have to do this again?
I kind of realized I think I am in the minority.
Okay, all right.
I recognize that. I guess that isn't as common as I thought it was.
Right.
But the thought of you being like, oh my God, you are committing a crime. A
little bit.
Like, I don't think it's that crazy.
It's a little bit crazy, though.
No, it's the crime is the 4% argument. It is more than 4% of people.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Carlos Rodriguez, the aforementioned, he is your opener today for the Milwaukee Brewers. It's Brewers San Francisco Giants today at American Family Fields of Phoenix, a 2:10 first pitch. So we're 20 minutes away. Carlos Rodriguez against our old friend, Adrian Hauser, who had a great year last year with the White Sox, now a member of the San Francisco Giants. Also slated to pitch today, there's only one person listed, Peter Strzelecki.
Nice.
Did I get that right?
Yep.
Did I?
Yep.
No.
Strzelecki.
Yeah. Yesterday, Tyler Black, 3 for 3 with a double, a home run, 6 RBI, and a stolen base. Man, if you had Tyler Black yesterday on your underdog or prize picks or your daily fantasy, if you're playing daily fantasy for spring training baseball, first of all, kudos to you. But if you had Tyler Black yesterday, you won. You won all the money. All right. There's no money left to pay somebody for the apple on the head when Mizorowski's pitching, because if you had Tyler Black on daily fantasy yesterday, you just won all the money.
Yeah, it's almost more likely Miz is able to knock the apple off your head than Tyler Black having that game again, right?
I don't know. Maybe Tyler Black's ready.
I hope
Maybe he's arrived.
Been talking about him for a long time.
Sal Frelick was 2 for 4 with a run and a stolen base, and Akil Baddoo 2 for 4 with a double and a stolen base.
Ripped one.
Baddoo's been performing okay so far.
Yeah, I know. We just had this conversation yesterday, though, of like, how do you keep 6 outfielders on this team?
I mean, you keep 5,
and you just don't count Yelich.
No, Yelich is DH. Yelich is not an outfielder anymore.
Okay.
Like, I think he's done. Like, I think it's Churiel, Mitchell, Frelick.
And so the infield.
And then it's Perkins and Baddoo.
Then you keep 2 catchers, and now you just have the 4 infielders. So not going to happen.
No, you have one. You have Hamilton as your backup infielder.
Is it 13? 13 and 13?
Or is it 12 and 13 or 13 and 12?
12 and 14.
I don't know.
It's 26, man. Obviously.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's 13 and 13. Probably.
Maybe.
You can get away at the beginning of the season with one less pitcher for a little while. Because of all the days off, don't you think? No?
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, we'll find out. That's the great thing. We'll find out together. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis. Mason's back tomorrow. It's the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.
I was